No more will I take on what has been given to me. I will now define what that looks like. We are having to purge these mindsets. Those that are not will get left behind. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, she will bring about balance. All right. Well, hello, family. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori J. And today I want to talk about the divine feminine. Yes, the divine feminine. Okay. So there is a paradigm shift that has been taking place for a while. And this shift is coming in many ways. Everything that is out of alignment will be put back in alignment with how the creator intended for it to be. No, I do not mean we're going to go back to, using horses as our main form of transportation or, living outside in huts. I'm not saying that. The same way our body, we cough and we sneeze to purge the things that are causing harm to our body. The world, the earth is going through a major purge. Okay. So when we have a purge, what do we see? There's chaos, there's illness, there's sickness, there's anger, there's depression, there's anxiety. You see a lot of that energy everywhere. And it's a beautiful thing to me because I know that just like a cycle, the world must go through its cycle as well. The feminine energy operates in cycles. That's why our literal cycle is connected to the moon cycles. That's why the earth, she has her cycles, her seasons that she goes through, right? They say as above, so below. So what we see happening in the world, you know, with war and with chaos and trauma, we also see these shifts taking place in our individual lives. There's a lot of chaos going on in a lot of people's lives right now. And this chaos and this shift and this destruction is bringing about change. It's bringing about a new life, a new door, a new opportunity for us to live in a way that we were meant to live in. And I'd like to take us back for a second, okay? During our grandparents' time period, for example, or our great grandparents' time, even our parents, you had few options on what you did and what the path for you was expected to be, right? You provided for your family, you had a good job, you planned for retirement, and you did things a certain kind of way. Today, some of those same people, if they are still alive, a lot of them have struggled. A lot of them have made what they were given work for them, but a lot of them worked, until they were exhausted. And we've been blessed with the opportunity to create from the comfort of our homes. We've been blessed with the opportunity to experience things that would have just been a dream to our great grandparents. And this is because life was always meant to be abundant. Life was always meant to be experienced free. You were always meant to be able to travel the world and do some of these things and see some of these places that some of our ancestors weren't able to experience. But you know why this is happening? Drum roll. Because the divine feminine is rising. You heard me. So let's talk about this for a second. When I say the divine feminine is rising, what I mean is the feminine energy, okay, that exists in all of us and everything is rising. She is rising and she is coming into alignment with herself and who she is, okay? And when I say the divine in everything and everyone, I mean that very literally, right? So both men and women possess masculine and feminine energy, right? And some of us are stronger and exude more of one energy than the other. And sometimes it's based on the situation. There are times where you naturally need to be in your masculine energy more, whether you are a male or a female. There are times where, let's say I'm going somewhere and it's late at night, um, and I'm trying to keep some form of protection on me. I'm 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 in this energy and in this space to be prepared for whatever is going to happen. And naturally, I'm in a more masculine like state. I'm in a protective mode, especially when I'm out and I'm with my children. And I know we attribute protection to masculine energy, but protection and the energy of protection is very much so feminine. But that's the conversation for another day. My point is, both men and women have the ability to fully tap into both energies, but it is paramount that we balance the energies. It is paramount that the masculine, the men in the world have to allow themselves to come into alignment with their feminine energy. You can no longer suppress that energy. You can no longer suppress how you really feel. You can no longer suppress the skill and the ability to nurture and cultivate, the ability to tap into your intuition and your emotional intelligence to succeed in this world, right? The same way that some of the elders are not really, tech savvy, you know what I mean? They didn't grow up in that era, so a lot of them struggle with very basic technology, and it is difficult to survive today without developing some basic skills, whether it's using devices or even out in public. A lot of restaurants and grocery stores have integrated technology and this software into their daily routine. So some form of fashion, one way or another, you're going to come in contact with some technology. So to survive and thrive, you are needing to adapt to the time. It's survival of the fittest, but it's in a different way. It's not in the way where you need to go out and physically hunt and physically do certain things. We're needing to use our minds more than ever. We're needing to be authentic and use our spirits and allow spirit to guide us. We are needing to operate in a space where we're providing more than just financially to our family. You have to show up for them emotionally, okay, spiritually. And for a long time, that is not a space where men have ever had to show up. But today, it is a requirement to survive. The feminine today is coming into alignment with who she is. Okay? She is rising through oppression, through patriarchy, through societal pressures and norms. She is saying, no more, no longer will I operate out of this energy of lack, out of this energy of fear, out of this energy of working like a dog. Okay, she is developing systems and communities and lifestyle habits that allows her to rest, that allows her to incorporate things that bring her joy, that allows her to connect deeper with her children, with herself. And she is also in a space where she is saying, no more will I take on what has been given to me. I will now define what that looks like. It boils down to Mother Earth, Mother Nature. The world is wanting us to purge toxic energies, to purge anything that has been stripped away from divine alignment. We are having to purge these mindsets out of our lives. And those that are not will get left behind, unfortunately. Honestly, I believe it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to watch and to witness. And, you know, we took a step back, but we're going to take a further step back in history. Once upon a time, women ruled. Once upon a time, women were the leaders, women were the seers, and women were the ones that you sought to for guidance, for protection, for spiritual wisdom, for strategies. Women were and have always been the portal through which all life comes. Your first teacher, your first love, your first nurturer. And the systems that have been in place for so long are so outdated. They taught us to ignore that energy, that energy was subordinate, that energy was weak. They taught us that energy had no meaning other than how it could serve patriarchy. But today, the shift that's taken place will allow for the divine feminine to fully step into herself. The earth is sick and tired. She is also purging, okay? We're having the most extreme weather, the most chaotic weather in the most unusual places that we have ever seen. We're always hitting these record highs for this, or, you know, first time in forever, or first time ever experiences in some cases. Are we seeing these phenomenons that they can't understand and they can't explain? And the reason this is happening is because the earth has been abused. She's been taken advantage of. She's not been praised for all that she does, for the way that she is constantly providing for the needs of everyone in all of existence. And because of that, she is wreaking havoc. But again, the same way a fire can bring destruction, the fire can also cleanse and trigger a rebirth. And that's what the earth is doing. She is triggering a rebirth on a deep, deep level. And again, as above, so below, as she is doing that, we are also coming into that space. For the first time, you're seeing more women than ever stepping into positions and places of power so that we can operate and make decisions from a balanced place. We are also seeing women taking back what is theirs. The woman was always meant to sit on her throne. And for a long time, we were taught that you are by birthright a leader if you are born a man. I completely disagree with that. Leadership is something that I don't believe is entitled to anyone. A leader is someone that possesses an energy that they step into without being asked, an energy that they take on the responsibility for, and they hold themselves to the obligation of moral dignity. They operate in moral dignity. They operate on the highest levels possible, not for fame, not for glory, because they feel a sense of responsibility to everyone around them. And they're the ones that when everything is going left, they step into position. They feed those that need to be fed. They help those that need to be helped. They're not looking for praises, nor are they looking for rewards, but they see something that needs to be done and they get it done. And it comes from a place of selflessness. It comes from a place of obligation, not because they were born man or woman, but because it is who they truly are, because it's a calling that was placed on their life. They do it without complaint. Regardless of anything else that goes on in the world, a leader will always rise to the occasion. The most beautiful thing about the rise of the divine feminine is once she steps fully into herself and once she purges these energies that have been placed on her, once she fully immerses herself in her light, we will see a world like no other. We will see an earth that is healed. We will see a people that is healed. We will experience what some call heaven on earth. And we will get to operate from a place that was always meant to be. Because as the divine feminine rises, the her energy that has been suppressed for so long will now be respected again. Her opinion, her insight, and her wisdom. She is needed. And I can't lie, I'm looking forward to it, okay? Because so many of our people are hurting, and so many of our women are ready. They're fully ready to be something beyond what they've been told they have to be. And so many of us need it. We need it. We need to see the feminine energy in her full capacity, operating as God designed her to, operating from this high place and in alignment with herself. She will bring about balance. And for all of you that feel this shift taking place, just get ready because she is ready. Okay? So you better stay ready so you don't have to get ready because the divine feminine is here to stay. Okay? She is not and will never cower the way she once did out of survival. Okay? She will never operate from a low vibrational place as she once did. And those women that struggle to step into their light fully will feel that as well. Those masculines out there that struggle to allow their inner feminine to heal and allow themselves to operate from a healthier place with women every day will feel that as well. You can no longer say that you want to see the best for your community and for society, and you belittle and make a mockery of what the divine feminine is. You will no longer be able to thrive and succeed in this world. You will be exposed. You will reap that harvest if you continue on that path. And I just want to make a side note. Anyone out there that says that they are for their people, or they believe that they're doing God's work, and they believe that they are chosen, and they believe that they are special, yet they treat women as inferior beings. They harvest the energy of the feminine and they don't respect her. They cross her boundaries. They juggle women. These are imposters. A wolf in sheep's clothing, okay? You cannot profess and say one thing and then do another. That is not authentic and it's not in alignment. But these are the ones that we need to pay attention to because we need to see who we're following and we need to see people for who they really are, right? The veil is being lifted. We are no longer operating in a place where we will allow those that don't wish well for the woman and for the divine feminine, don't pour into the divine feminine and think that they will still get away with it, think that they will still succeed. Okay? It's time for us to operate from a place of love and understanding and compassion. It is time for us to recognize who we are and who we were all meant to be. It is time for both the masculine and feminine to balance themselves, to walk in their highest light. And those that honor the divine feminine, those that honor the earth, those that respect what the divine feminine brings to all of existence those that continue to pour into the divine feminine, and honor her. Honor her in your day to day. Those that do that will also reap their beautiful and abundant harvest. Okay? The seeds that we sow, we will reap. So be mindful of the seeds that you're sowing right now, because the divine feminine is rising and she is here to stay, and she's here to bring back the order that we so desperately need in this world, family. That's all I have today. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Um, and remember what I said: everything that is out of order will be placed back in alignment. You better believe it.